It is Red Beans and Rice Monday. I'm Orangey, and this is the Orangey SWAC Sports Network. Check it out. That 1400 Club has done it again. You want to talk about petty with a capital P? That's petty right there. And salute to Lil Boosie. He did a great job with Southern at the Bayou Classic. That was a great performance by both bands. Grambling actually did a great job performing, but as of course the jukebox didn't play. But this right here, with Boosie saying you got to go back to Jackson, hey, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about the commissioner and his thoughts, which I think he's doing a great job. The SWAC is making some big moves, man. Also, we're gonna talk about can Southern end their 5-game losing streak against Jackson State. The awards came out today, and of course, Jackson State racked up Irv Mulligan, Coach T.C. Taylor, and the freshman of the year with the Jackson State. Great for them. Hey, but Southern fans, they feel it themselves. I don't blame them. Feel yourself, Southern. You got to do something to psych yourself up. You done lost 5 times in a row to a team, and Southern can do it. Southern surprised the hell out of me during the Bayou Classic, being able to run like that. But we're going to break down those runs, and you're going to see why I do not like that 4-2-5 defense. But before we get to it, you already know what time it is. We're going to do the little black known SWAC fact. Let me get this petty pitch off here, folks, before the people in Southern think that I'm trying to jinx them or something like that. But hey, I hope you had a great holiday, Thanksgiving weekend, and all that other good stuff. If you didn't get a chance to attend the Classic, you missed a lot of good, pomp and pageantry, and all that other good stuff they had down there. And what I liked about it, they, Friday and Saturday, you had a lot of Black-owned businesses down there making a lot of money, a lot of workshops, and a lot of other good stuff that was on there. And the little black known SWAC fact is about the SWAC championship game. And here it is. Y'all come on in and like this screen. And we're going to focus on, it says since 99, that's when the division came. And I like the division concept, East and West. I know a lot of people are going away from it, but we the SWAC. We ain't got to do what everybody else do. You know, I like it. And the last, 4 years, Alabama A&M won that. That was the COVID year in 2021. But other than that, you had Jackson State and FAMU. So if Jackson State wins this year, that'll be 3 times in 4 years. Will that be a dynasty for Jackson State? You never know, man. Southern, you haven't won the SWAC since 2013. So, and it was against Jackson State. So Southern can beat Jackson State, but it just ain't been lately, you know. You can see Coach McNair, when he was at Alcorn State, he had a bunch of victories, man. SWAC championships, man. Grambling had a couple. Even Pine Bluff had one in 2012. They actually beat Jackson State. Ain't that something? But this SWAC, reason why I wanted to go over this, man, to let you know that the SWAC is still alive and is jumping and bumping. And like I said, from 99 all the way to 2024, East meets West. And you can see the big timers with Grambling, Alcorn, Jackson State. They pretty much been in there just about every year. Southern was sneaking in 1 year. Then Alabama State goes back to 2004 since the last time they won one. So, but look, what I'm getting at is the commissioner said something today. You make more money off the SWAC championship game than you do going to the Celebration Bowl. So that is extra motivation for me if I was a player or if I'm an alumni of whichever school. Look, we host this. And the commissioner said this today. If you host it, you get all the money. This is the money from the parking lot attendant to the popcorn sales, ticket sales. He said he don't count the money. He said Jackson State gets all that. So that's a great incentive. That's why I say don't change nothing. Now, I'm not fond on that Celebration Bowl being planned in Atlanta. I got it, but hey, you only getting what, 1 million from that? And this SWAC championship game, man, you mess around, you can get you 4 or 5 million. You play it right. If I was Jackson State, I'd be promoting the hell out of this game, man, for y'all to come on up in there. That's your little black known SWAC fact. If Jackson State wins this time, like I said, it will be 3 and out of the last 4 years. And will it be a dynasty? Most likely, because I think Jackson State has a good chance of Jackson State has a good chance of repeating. And I'm not taking nothing from Southern, so Southern fans, don't be acting crazy like that. I'm just anti-Southern. Don't do like the FAMU fans thought I was anti-FAMU. I had FAMU shirts on when they was playing in the last Celebration Bowl. So get on away from there. But Southern, you do have a issue that I noticed at the game. Your special teams, you had a block field goal, a block punt, and Gremlin returned a kickoff. So you got to work on the special teams, because Jackson State's special team, if you kick that ball to that young man, he's returned 2 this year. If you kick it to him, he's always about a block or tackle away of taking it back to the house. I would not kick him that ball. Now, let's break down before I talk about the commission, let's break down the Bayou Classic, the field of highlights. I mean, the game started off with a kick out of bounds by Gremlin. You had a week off, and your kickoff went out of bounds. Man, come on, bro. I said, it's Gremlin doing Gremlin stuff. But we're going to get into these highlights real quick, and we're going to check this out. Here we go. All right, this is a first touchdown. This is what I try to explain to people. If they clogging that middle end, that run was designed to go up the middle, but it's all clogged in. Now you got 2 linebacker, linebacker and a defensive back. You got to stop looking in. Look where the runner is. The runner is here. Y'all looking in there like the ball going in there. Ain't nobody running behind that, man. So what you end up doing? Bouncing to the outside. Once he bounces that ball to the outside, it's a wrap. Nobody can touch him. Look at that. Those same 2 people. One got hooked up with one of them big old tackles, and that other man, you too late, man. You only need a yard or 2. Southern took advantage of this. Gremlin never adjusted. Run to the middle, bounce it to the outside, take it to the house. They did that just about the entire game, except for the pass plays, which was phenomenal. My man T-Set didn't get to start. So I was waiting on T-Set, but he didn't get to start. I was waiting on him. But the other quarterback, that's the third quarterback. He's a freshman too. And he did an excellent job, if you ask me. What a touchdown again. Look at it. See that? They pulling. See that? Once again, you got 2 players that could have made this tackle. Come in there. Ain't nobody running up that middle like that, man. This ain't a quarterback sneak. Look, watch you bounce out. Look where the defender is. One defender's engaged with the lineman. That lineman ain't letting you go. Then, oh, buddy, it's too late for you. So guess what? He slides on up in there. That's too easy, man. Yeah, oh, that's a field goal. I think Southern has a great field goal kicker. All right, the next play. All right, you got trips to your top of the screen. Now, you want to bring pressure. If down here, bring it instead of waiting. All right, he fakes the RPO. Now, this is one. Now, you have them linemen pulling. See, you have your guard and tackle pulling again. Now, this time, I guess the fake wasn't good enough, but they recognized it. Guess what happens? See that? When you don't fall for that fake, now that just like the other play, these guys are in position. When you're in position like that, it's easy to make that tackle. Nothing happened. As lopsided as the score looked, Grambling was actually in this game in the fourth quarter. Settled for a field goal. You was bending, but you didn't break. Now this right here, this is where Southern has some issues at. If you kick this ball to Jackson State like this, you're going to be in some trouble. Look at it. He gone. Whoop, whoop. Look at that downfield. See that back right there? Just getting this way just enough. Took it to the house. Like I said, this game, the score looked like it was like not a blowout, but looked like it wasn't close. It was close. Next play. Now, this way I tell people, when you run in this 4-2-5, right? Look at your linebackers. Who are they guarding? You got two linebackers. Who are they guarding? Aaron Opportunity. That's it. He made them pay for this one. Come on, man. Wide open. Look at that. That was good defense, but the defender never turned. You're going to see on the replay, he never turned his head around. His hands was in the right place, but his head wasn't. You got Moss, homie. Now, Southern was clicking now. Don't get me wrong. You got Moss. Watch again. This is just a straight, what you used to call a fly pattern or a 9 route. Straight up the field. Little hand fighting. Could have called it either way. He turns around. Like I said, he did not turn his head around. His hands was in the right place, but his eyes wasn't. And see, look at that. That pocket is pretty clean. Now, he's going to get hit, but look how much time he had to throw the ball. Boom, he got him. Look at it, watch again. But that ball is up in the air. One-handed catch. Look at that. One hand. Hand fighting and all. One-handed catch. So you got to get to Southern like that. Went on in the house. Southern fans was feeling themselves, boy, right now. That's all right, though. I got to roll it back because this is Southern Grambling's first touchdown, just a little bit. These highlights go a lot faster. All right, the next highlight is for the. Now, this running play here. All right. It was an RPO. Highlight went too fast. He has the quarterback. This is one-on-one. You and the running back. You got to come up and make this tackle. If not, guess what happens? He carries you on to the end zone. What happened to squaring up and hitting this man with your shoulder pads? You trying to jump on his back. He carried you into the end zone, young man. And you looking crazy. See, like I said, this score, here we go again. The hole is there. But this linebacker, you have him. You meet him in the hole. Square up. Got to go back to the regular tackling drills. Square up. Meet him in the hole. He should have been tackled right there, right? Nope. Then you try to grab him. I guess you was trying to grab the ball. I don't know. You try to get him up high. Then you try to put him around the waist. It was too late then. You put a shoulder pad on him. He ain't moving like that. That man drug you on into the house. That's all right, though. I mean, like I said, look at the score. This is the fourth quarter. Now, this is the fourth quarter. You're only down by 3. So I was like, okay, Grambling coming back. But then Southern, RPO. Now, remember I told you how he over pursued. If he would have hit that running back, this play would have went for nothing. Remember I told you, there's nothing in this middle that you can run in. What you do, the running back sees it. You kick it to the outside, and it's wrap. See? All that green grass. And that right there was your game. But when you run in that 4-2-5, I wish they would show some more of his runs. Or they're going to show this one again. But Yep, he's circling number 6 because that's the man that's supposed to make the tackle. But see, double team, 1-up-on-1, come on around here. Guess what happens? Now, if you had another linebacker, he wouldn't be able to double team. He pulled it, big guy pulling. They ain't even got nobody. Look at 6 and 9. Why are y'all fighting with the same guy? All right, number 23. This is all you. Because 6 and 9 decide to why you double teaming? You have no support behind you, but y'all double teaming the same guy that's blocking. Hole closes. He sees it. Get out there. If you see it, hey, there's nothing but daylight there. That's the disadvantage of running a 4-2-5. And that right there was your game. That was your Bayou Classic. Gremlin had too many penalties. You had the delay a game, false starts, all this. You have to burn timeouts. All this I thought are bye week. So you can't just sit there and blame the coach. The players got to take some accountability. Gremlin looked pretty far out there. Not bad, but it looked like it looked like the first game of the season instead of the last game of the season. So you gotta, man, you gotta do better, man. Now let's talk about what's his name? The SWAC Commissioner. And what he had to say. It's a 12-minute interview. I'm not gonna go through all 12 minutes with you. You know, it's red beans and rice Monday. I know y'all got that ham bone from that Thanksgiving dinner and your red beans. I know mine up in there. But the SWAC Commissioner, this interview he did was from this was Friday at the luncheon they had at the Bayou Classic. And it's about revealing his vision and financial strength and NIL strategy. It's important that you watch videos like this. Like I said, it's 12 minutes. You can watch it, and you can take what you want to take from it. But one of the things that I did take away from was the new rules that he was talking about. And let me show you the new rules that the SWAC Commissioner was talking about. It comes to athletics. All right. It says the new scholarship rules and roster limits in the NCAA sports. There's no scholarship cap on D1 schools can now offer scholarships to every athlete on their roster. The roster limits, new roster limits match or suppress the current scholarship restriction for each sports. All sports will be allowed to give partial scholarships, increased scholarships. Approximately 790 new scholarships will be made available across the 40 plus NCAA sports. Specific sports changes, for example, the football roster will have a limit of up to 105, up from 85. Now, if you put all your eggs in a basket for football, which is nothing wrong with that, you able to offer more kids scholarships. But also, when you offer that many scholarships, somebody's gonna feel left out, or they're not gonna get to play or whatever. Hell, if I'm on a scholarship, I'm staying on the team. I'd rather have a degree. But the portal opened up, and you had 2 players from UAPB, the quarterback and the wide receiver. They hit the portal already. You have 2 players, J.D. Martin and one of the defensive backs from Jackson State. They hit the portal already. So this portal is opening up. These scholarships, the new rules are coming in, and the commissioner, he went into to some of this stuff and a couple other things that caught my interest when it came to what he was talking about. he was saying that the SWAC is strong today as it has ever been in quite some time, which is true. You know, he was talking about the pros and cons from the NILs. When you, and this is where I tell young athletes, if you're dealing with NIL, I hope you in college taking some type of business management, accounting, or some type of financial something class, because the tax man cometh and the tax man taketh. So you gotta, because it's at the House of Representatives where they consider these college student athletes formal employees. Because if they consider them that, then they fall under this different tax bracket. Just like somebody working at I don't want to say NFL, but it's gonna be like somebody working a regular job, something like that. But they gotta wait on what the House of Representatives decide. So, and he went on to say that he was pleased to say that the SWAC is in a position, it's the most funded FCS conference in the nation. And in addition, we, meaning the SWAC, were able to distribute back to the institutions over the past 2 years a little more than $28 million, which is more than any other FCS conference in the nation. Hey, that's kudos to the SWAC. That's kudos to the coaches, the players, the athletes. They're bringing that in, and especially the fan base, the alumni, the students. Everybody chips in and makes this contribution happen. The FCS, I think they're a little jealous. They trying to do more. I know they want the SWAC in their playoffs and stuff like that, but I just don't see the advantage of you traveling from Jackson, from the deep south to Montana. That's just me. So it went on to say the financial strength has translated into increase of national prominence for the first time in over 2 decades. SWAC has representation on the Division I NCAA Board of Directors. That's big. In 20 years, they're back on here. The money is coming in. This NIL stuff is getting tricky, but the SWAC is making headways, and it's good for the conference itself. So the SWAC is moving just not like I want it to move, but it's getting there. And I talked about the NIL if they become formal employees, and it was talking about institution can directly compensate student athletes. A $2.8 billion settlement primarily benefiting the Power 4 schools. The SWAC has 30 million. SWAC 30 million contribution to the settlement, but you know the bigger schools, I guess you want to call them that, they got more money. But 30 million, that's a start. But you know, better than what the SWAC was getting. The SWAC, I think the SWAC will be fine. But like you said, it's going to be some financial difficulties for some schools. They're not going to be able to keep up. And I'm not going to sit there and say which school is going to keep up or which school ain't going to keep up. But it's going to be difficult for a lot of schools, especially with this, when this NIL stuff, actually, they get some laws written down on it. You know, I shared with you last week, the young kid from Michigan, he got $10.5 million to go to Michigan. You ain't getting no $10.5 million to come to the SWAC. I'm sorry. I mean, you might find somebody to give you maybe a couple $100,000, but I ain't getting no 10 million now. So, and some people will go and sit on the bench for a million or two. And he was talking about the SWAC remains competitive, and it's leveraging its financial and administrative growth. It leads in attendance records, maintaining a strong fan base, focus on internal NIL dollars for recruiting top talent. This is where the alumni boost the club and fans and all this stuff. I'm not saying you're going to have to pay these kids them millions of dollars to come there, but pretty soon, once this NIL finally gets worked out through Congress, these young men and young ladies are going to be looking for some money to come to your school. That's just going to be the bottom line. Some of these schools can, you know, when they talk about Power 4 or Power 5, whatever they call it, some of them don't care if they give out $1 million or $2 to a player, or $1 million. I think it was Texas A&M they gave like $750,000 to each one of their starting offensive linemen. That's peanuts to some of them people, man. But like I say, you got an opportunity, but you got to take advantage of that opportunity. So that's mainly what he was talking about, man. But the financial strain from the NIL commitments and the NCAA settlements, the potential tax implications, student athletes become formal employees, possible loss of financial aid for student athletes. Now, that possible loss of financial aid for student athletes, that's going to be, I don't really believe it's going to affect the SWAC unless you get somebody in there, some big donor to the SWAC to say, hey, I give you $1 million, you go play at Jackson State for 4 years, or $1 million to play at Southern, Grambling, FAMU, Fairview, whatever. But most of the young men, I don't see that. But I know what they're talking about. If you're getting all these millions of dollars, there's no way you're going to be able to get financial aid. So, hey, but that's more for Congress to work out, depending on how much you get, how much money you get. Because, hell, some people only going to get, hell, maybe $1,000. You never know what motivates these young kids nowadays. Like, PlayStation 5 might get them to come to your school. You never know, so. But that was and like I said, like, where's the interview? Like I said, you can go watch the commissioner. It's on YouTube, and this article comes from HBCU Legends, which is on Sports Illustrated. I think they do a pretty good job sometimes. The last before Coach Sanders left, it was all him. Now it's branching out to everybody. So, but they do podcasts. They do all HBCU sports in schools. I only do the SWAC. So if it ain't SWAC related, I really don't read it or watch it. But that's what it comes down to, man. And now let's talk championship week. It's a few of y'all up in here. Now, this is what I want to know. If Jackson State with Coach of the Year TC Taylor beat Southern, that would be 3 out of 4 championships. With TC returning, his coaching staff returning, do you think Jackson State can go back to back? They're only losing a few people, and they got a lot of talent on offense. So do you think if Jackson State wins this SWAC game, will this be the start of a dynasty for Coach TC Taylor? I know the school's going to say we're a dynasty, but that's something to think about. On the flip side, Coach Graves from Southern, if he can go into the vet and upset Jackson State, who handily beat him 33-15 the last time they played, do you think this is something, not so much a dynasty, but Southern hadn't won since 2013. But do you think that the Coach Graves era, will he be pretty much safe and secure? Because I heard at the game, they want to get rid of Coach Mickey. They want to get rid of Coach Mickey from Grambling already. And I'm like, y'all crazy. I don't know who you're going to get, man. But that's really something that you gotta consider when you're looking at recruiting wise, because there was a lot of recruits at that game, and they was loving that atmosphere, man. So, and this is what I would like to see. This is what I really would like to see every Saturday. I know it's not gonna happen, but this is before I walked into the this is before I walked into the dome. Because I ain't gonna lie now, I was a little bit. Wait a minute, that's not the one. Oh yeah, it is. I was a little bit tipsy and hungover from that night. But this is what it looked like going up in there. 2 hours before kickoff. That was outside the dome. I got to get up on there, and you can see that. So that right there, I wish we could do this every Saturday, no matter who's playing. It just don't have to be for the Bayou Classic. It don't have to be for the Soul Bowl. It don't have to be for the Magic City Classic. It don't have to be for the Florida Classic. It don't have to be for the State Fair Classic. I wish we could see this every Saturday. Like I said, it was a lot of money being made down there. The economic aspect of this game is just outstanding. Now, of course, you know, after the that's after the now after the game, they had some stuff that had nothing to do with the Bayou Classic. So that's what it was. That's what it was for the Bayou Classic before the game. So I don't know the actual number on there. If it wasn't 60,000, it was close to it, or maybe a little more. I have no idea, but it was entertaining. I hope the SWAC championship game and Southern fans, if you on here, tap in. Do you think that you can actually bring? Do Southern fans? Do you actually think that you can bring at least 20,000 to Jackson? I'm looking for Jackson to have at least 35 to 40,000 on their own. So, can Southern bring 20,000 fans to the vet? I mean, only time will tell. I mean, if that was me, I'd be there. You know, so but like I told people, I have no desire to see Southern and Jackson State play again. I was down at the let's say homecoming, not homecoming. When Southern and Jackson State played earlier this year in Baton Rouge. I have no desire to see it again. I will be live streaming the game though, y'all. So y'all can sit back here and tailgate with me for SWAC Championship week, and we can watch the game and break it down there. And you know how I get down. We have a good time up in here. And I think that's. Do I have in there? No, I went over that. Also, basketball season starting up, and to me, if now this is just me speaking, if I know I'm a college athlete, right, and I'm going one and done, I'm pretty much predicted to go in a lottery pick or whatever it may be. I'm going to one of these HBCUs. Now that's just me, and the reason why I'm saying that is because you get these athletes that have no desire to stay in college 4 years, that's going to the NBA or playing in the NBA. You going to Duke or Michigan State, whatever you're going to. Now you're going to put millions of dollars into them schools without an NIL deal because you're only going to be in class 2 semesters, pushing it. And that's pushing it. And why not go to an HBCU if you're only going to do a one and done? And some people be like, well, we don't want them there if they're only going to be here for a year. You got to realize, man, when it comes down to $1, if you can give that school a boost, $4 or $5 million a year, that school would be very much appreciated because that's what you're doing at Michigan or Duke or Kentucky, wherever you go. So that's something to think about, man. I asked some of them young men that, and like a lot of them say that that HBCUs really don't reach out to them. I said, well, do you reach out to them? But you know, hey, when you go to AAU and all that other stuff, and they don't really preach anything about culture or tradition or anything like that. They just there to make money off you at AAU. They probably signed some deal with Adidas or Nike or whoever, and whatever school that they got a contract with, that's the school you're going to. It's sad to see that, man, but that's what's happening in college basketball. But I do like what the SWAC did last year. They was playing, the girls would play first, the ladies would play first, ladies would play first, and the men would play second in conference play. I like that. I hope they continue to do that. And hopefully Byron Allen would show more of the games. But if not, hey, I'm going to show them. I'm going to find somewhere. And also, before I let you go, this This is a show that I'm a frequent guest on. Let it be known, the Black Press USA. And you please like, share, subscribe. This is real black news that you can actually use. So you check this stuff out, and you can watch it on replay. It is early. It comes on at 6:30 in the morning, and then 6:30. 6:30 to 7:30 Central Time. But definitely check this stuff out, man, and don't be afraid to leave a comment and like this stuff. Like I said, these are real good people. They actually gave me a chance to come on there, and that's how I got started, being on the internet and all this other good stuff. So check out Let It Be Known, Stacey Brown and Producer Grill. Good people, man. And I think that's about all. That's about all I got for y'all tonight, man. I see nobody had no comments or anything like that, but I will definitely let you know find out anything about who Southern's starting quarterback is, because I was trying to find out. Is the same quarterback gonna start for the championship game? Like I said, I got to give Coach Graves his respect. He used 3 different quarterbacks, and he still won the West. They did win a lot of close games, overtime games. They shocked everybody by beating Alcorn. But come Saturday at 1 o'clock Central Time, you playing against a machine. And that machine, I will keep telling people this, that machine will make adjustments. And that's one of the things that I like about Jackson State the most. They know how to adjust. And once they adjust, they lock in on you, and you're in a little trouble. So you gotta, if you Southern, you gotta play 3 times as better as you played against Grambling to beat Jackson State. I'm telling you that now, from what I've seen. You think I'm joking? Jackson State will mess around, and before you know it, will put up 40 on you. I don't think Herb Mulligan is going to run for 150, but I also don't think that he's going to be held to like 50 or 60 yards either. So I think Southern defense is preparing to stop Jackson State run, but I don't think Southern's defense is not so much the deep ball that Jackson State beats you with. It's more those crossing and underneath routes that Southern, well, depending on which quarterback they use, Southern has used those underneath crossing routes when they run game and get stopped. So it's going to be a battle of the minds, I guess, offensive coordinator versus defensive coordinator. But I can't wait to watch the game. But this right here, though, man, I'm telling you, I got to go back to this. This is just petty. When I tell you this is petty, man. So Southern, I don't think nobody in the SWAC has been petty as the 1400 Club. If you go follow their page and you go through them, every opponent, it don't matter who they play, they got a meme or they got a picture or something for you. So I want Southern to fight back. I mean, because your band already has a task in the hand, because Jackson State band just think they are better than than Southern's band, but I think they pretty much the same to tie to me. They both can get down. But I'm about to get off here. I'm going to eat my red beans and rice, and I hope y'all do the same. And we're gonna do Cupid shuffle and slide and all that other stuff. When you my age, this is about all you can do. Slide to the right and slide to the left. Turn with it. On flex. Hattie, yes, I will be showing the game. Yes, I will be showing the SWAC championship game. The coverage starts. The game starts at 1 Central Time. So about 10 minutes to 1, I'll come on here and turn it on ESPN, and we'll go from there. So y'all make sure y'all tell a friend, tell them to come on in. It's free to watch. Nobody, y'all don't need cash apps or none of that good stuff. We just gonna have a good time, and hopefully the Southern will start fighting back against Jackson State with some ammunition, because that Boosie meme right there, that got me, man. And Boosie like Jackson State, so I don't know how to use Boosie, man, but I will check y'all out Wednesday. And hopefully I have some information. See if any more players hit the portal. Because like I said, the portal's open up. And so far, 2 players from Jackson State, J.D. Martin and the defensive back. The defensive back has 2 years of eligibility left. So it's going to be a good pickup for somebody. And the quarterback from UAPB and the number 1 wide receiver from UAPB both hit the portal. So the portal's open up. And where do you want to go? Now, that wide receiver from UAPB, every school in the SWAC need to be sending that man a letter or asking them to come play for him. So we can go from there, man. So y'all have a good night. I'll holler at y'all. Oh, who hit the portal? J.D. Martin. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. SWAC portal. It's not saying, but it's just I just remember reading. It was 2 players from UAPB, the quarterback and the wide receiver, at Jackson State, J.D. Martin, and it was a defensive back. So, okay, the Clarion Legend. See if they let me. Nah, that's from last year. No, they don't have it on here yet. I just remember reading that. So, but J.D. Martin, you was expecting to leave? I can. I mean, but why would you want to leave? And Herb Mulligan is leaving. I guess he must know something that we don't know. Yeah, but UAPB did shock me. Who's the DB that left? I don't remember his name. I just remember reading it. They said his name. I know he has 2 years of eligibility left. I can't think his name. Let's see if this give it to me. No, it's. I guess it's only. I guess it's only on the what the dark web. I don't know. Yeah, but JD Martin, I thought was a good player, but this got to be from last year. Yeah, that's last year. No, they don't have the updated one on here. But I think the portal, it's going to be a lot of people hitting it. If a Southern fan is on here, can you tell me which one of your 3 quarterbacks will hit the portal? Because you got 3 of them. Only one can play, and then the backup. But like I say, Southern use all 3. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he couldn't stay healthy. That's sad, man. But I'm trying to look to see if I can find those players. There's actually players' name. I thought it would be on the news, big news by now. But the portal, when it opens, when they change these rules, because the rules are going to change, you only going to have so many days where you can hit the portal. And then you're going to have so many days where you can sign with a team. And then I don't know if they're going to try to make them sit out a year or you're going to be eligible to play. A lot of that stuff, it has to get worked out still. Because right now it's a who's who of getting a what. But what you want to do. Let me see if I can find it. Jackson State DB transfer portal. I'm trying to look it up. Nah, they still ain't got it up on here. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna find his name. Now you got me wanting to find it. No, he's not a starter. Was it Tristan Sion, the 6'1" defensive back for Jackson State? Oh, that was last year. That was in 2023. My bad. Nah, that was 20.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV to watch up to 4 games live at once.
Nah, he wasn't a starter. But UAPB, that like I said, UAPB shocked me. I had no idea that quarterback and wide receiver was gonna leave. I mean, well, I guess when you're only winning 2 or 3 games and you feel like, you know, they said it. MC Max said it's not a player that wasn't even a second team. But I mean, if you lose, you know, if you lose some of these players, man, some of them should stay, in my opinion. Some of them, but you know. Oh man. Uh-oh. Breaking news. Let me share this. I was about to leave. Let me share this. This ain't me. Like I say, I don't do rumors. This come from HBCU game day. Uh-oh. There it is. Y'all see it first. It says Alabama A&M fires Cornell Mayor. Maynard. Wow. Maynard is out. The school announced Monday that it has relieved Cornell Maynard of his head coaching role after 7th season at the helm. Coach Maynard was 40-32 at his tenure at Alabama A&M. He led the team to 1 SWAC title during the invigorated spring of 2021. He had 4 winning seasons in a row to start off his career. However, the program has gone 15-19 since 2022, including a 6-6 record during the 2024 season. So there you go. You see it. I'm glad you started asking questions, Hattie, because I'd have been gone. Wow. So Alabama A&M has a coaching job open. Prairie View has a coaching job open. So there you go. You see it. That's straight from HBCU game day. So I don't want nobody to say Orrin was making up rumors and he said Coach Maynard was fired. So if it's not true, you go blame Stephen J. Gaither. That's who put this article out. And so now the coaching carousel really gets to start. Yep. Yeah, they fired him a few hours ago. Now, this is my first time seeing the article. So, wow. I feel bad for Coach Maynard, but hey, man. So, now with Maynard gone, Bubba McDowell gone, I don't think it's any other coach that's in jeopardy of losing their job. Because out of the 5 coaches that was hired at the beginning of the season, I think they did all right. Well, I don't know what to say about that, man. It's a hard sell to get somebody up at Alabama A&M University. Ain't nothing up there in North Alabama. I thought Valley was a hard sell. And yeah, I really believe that a lot of these teams, when you have coaches like Coach Maine and them, they want him to go out there and beat the top of the SWAC. You know, he went 0-3 against Coach Robinson in the Magic City Classic. I think that has a lot to do with it also. When you go 0-3 against your rivals and you can't beat Jackson State, it's one of those things, man, where hey, what have you done for me lately? It's that type of world we live in now. You got to remember, Dooley lost to at Southern. He lost to Jackson State 3 times in a row. They got rid of him then. So Alcorn, they parted ways with Coach Fred. They said it was about money, but as I showed you, that man had won some SWAC championships. So if it was about money, would you not want to pay him? Or some people think that Coach Fred McNair peaked. He peaked at Alcorn, which I don't think he did. And I just think that, man, sometimes you got to do, like the commissioner was saying, you got to get your fan base involved. You got to get more people up in there, man. And if you don't have those people up in there, you can't make money. You got to spend money to make money. I guarantee you, they wish they would have a crowd like they had at the Soap Bowl every Saturday. You can do it. It's just sometimes I don't think the effort is there. And then you only had Alcorn only had 3 or 4 home games this year. I still think that those money games, yeah, it may be good in your pocket, but man, you can do that at home too, man. I'm not saying you're going to have that 30,000 like Jackson State has every home game, or 27,000. Southern is averaging 18,000 or something. Earlier today I said they had 15,000, so I do apologize, Southern fans. It was 18,000 that they have average at a home game, which are pretty lights. You score a touchdown and the lights go out. What's that supposed to do? I don't know. And another thing, it's something I want to ask y'all. With all the fighting, fighting that's going on at the end of these games now, with all the fights that's going on at the end of the game, this flag planting stuff, do you think it's appropriate after you defeat a team that you get to go plant a flag at the 50-yard line? I've seen schools do it. I've seen fights. Then I've seen some of them not fight. Now, Michigan and Michigan and Ohio State, they got fined $100,000 each for that melee. Nobody was suspended, which is amazing. All them punches were thrown and mace and all that other stuff, but nobody was suspended. Now, Jackson State had 7 suspended. Alabama State had 9 suspended, and they was fined $25,000. And thank goodness, Jackson State didn't have to. It wasn't 7 starters that they lost, I should say, because that had been a big difference. But for the Celebration Bowl, the loser has to walk off the field, and the coaches meet at midfield, and then everybody goes on back to the locker room. So I mean, I don't want it to get like that, but something got to be done. Flag planting, I can tell you like this: if you want me to stop planting my flag, beat me. So I don't see it as so much as disrespectful to the university or college. I mean, you just got beat. But what I don't like to see is once you plant that flag, everybody start fighting. So that's something that the SWAC Commissioner said he's going to address too. I'm pretty sure that's going to come up in the meeting when they have their conference and all that other stuff. When I guess post-game celebration, I think do like we used to do. Just take the flag and run around the field. I mean, you're gonna get the same amount of hate if you plant the flag in the 50-yard line or if you run around the field. But that was back in the 90s, though. And see, Max say no flag should be planted. Okay, that's understandable too. Now that is a way to keep down from fighting. I just think, how can I put it? I don't think it's disrespectful, but it does cause too much tension. Now, if you're on the sideline and you plant that flag, or you waving that flag at your crowd, your visiting team, you waving it at your home, at your fans, I got that. So, man, I don't know who was that. So I think that definitely that something has to be done, because you can't afford those fines and those suspensions in the game. So that's what's going to end up happening. I guarantee you. And I'm still. They talking about they want to wish Coach Maynard well in his future endeavors. You better find you a coach, man. Recruiting, the portal's open, and recruiting. What, early signing date? What, next month? Yeah. And hopefully, and that's another thing that the SWAC needs to do. Whether it's the SWAC Digital Network, HBCU Go, whatever, they need to open up a channel for recruiting when these players sign, or whatever it may be. Because like ESPN, they only look at certain schools. They got their ESPN top 150, and that's basically who they only looking at. So, but I hope that they can host a show like that, because I would definitely share that and watch that. I'd be interested to see where these young men come from, and who they sign with within the SWAC. And don't forget, a lot of these Power 4 schools, a lot of their players transfer too. Because it was always told to me, if you can play, we gonna find you. But that was back in the 90s though, which was true back then. That's about it, man. And Coach Maynard. Do you think Coach Maynard get another job somewhere? Nah, I don't think he's gonna get another coaching job. But then again, somebody might hire him. Oh, Tiger Talk has signing days. Is it just for Jackson State, or is it for all the SWAC though? Yeah, like I say, Jackson State, their social media networking is probably the best I've seen in FCS. It's competing. Really, it's up there with the Power 5 schools or Power 4 schools now. It's up there. I mean, if you're a Jackson State fan and you follow, whether it's the 1400 Club or any of those guys that even what's her name, Timona, Doc Holliday, those people do great jobs for Jackson State, man. It's just to get everybody else up on board with them. Like, you can go throughout the internet, man, and you can barely find stuff about, even with their football pages with other SWAC schools, it's just a little bit on there. You got to go more in depth. You got to get these young men to talk in front of these cameras, and not just on game day. Get them talking throughout the year, especially during football season, man. Yeah, just JSU. So, like I say, Jackson State, when it comes to social media stuff, they second to none. But man, I don't like to see Coach Maynard leave, but I thought the dude was hilarious, man. Oh, who is this guy? It says HBCU start with Power 4 potential hitting transfer portal. Oh, okay, that's another guy, but that, like I said, he wasn't SWAC, so I didn't pay attention to him. It's Jamari Taylor, standout running back from North Carolina Central, has reportedly entered the transfer portal. That's another one, man. Yeah, redshirt junior. Where will you land up? And also non-SWAC related, you see Hampton actually beat University of Georgia women's basketball team, and UGA women was very, very upset that they lost. It was like when they were shaking hands, it's like that they was like looking at them like, how dare you beat us? Man, you Georgia, ain't nothing spectacular about y'all. Damn, Georgia basketball ain't been nothing since Dominique was there, if you ask me. And so, yeah, but that running back, man, he over his career, he had 1,800 rushing yards and 23 touchdowns. But see, some of these guys thinking that they're gonna transfer and they're gonna get there with the go to one of these Power 4 schools and walk into a starting role. You got to remember, some of them Power 4 schools, they have 4 or 5 running backs in your position. Now here it is, you're a star here, you playing, you getting your touches, you getting your yards and touchdowns. But hey, you can't tell these young people where to go. Trust me, coaches leave and go everywhere they want to go. So, well, that is something though, man. But they didn't say anything about the Jackson State transfer. Let me change this thing. Here's the what's the name? The awards that I was talking about earlier. And it is the postseason awards. Like I said, Coach of the Year, Coach T.C. Taylor, Offensive Player of the Year, Irv Mulligan, Co-Defensive Player of the Year. That's Givens from Southern. The other defensive player, Jones from Grambling. The Newcomer of the Year. I don't know if I'd have gave Richardson the Newcomer of the Year award. Now, he did have a great season, but ain't no damn newcomer. Well, I guess newcomer to the SWAC. Man, have been to 3 different colleges. Freshman of the Year. Yeah, Terrell. Yeah. I would not kick him the ball if I was Southern. That's good, though. Yeah, Travis Terrell from Jackson State. Don't kick him the ball, Southern. And if you're a Southern fan, if you're watching this on replay, you kick this man the ball, you crazy. All right, though. That's enough for the night, fellas, ladies. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all check back with me Wednesday. And this Saturday, like I said, we will be streaming the game live. Thank y'all for showing up. Y'all have a good night.